Welcome to episode 45 of The Cover 2, presented by TigerVision. I'm Patrick Neal with Grayson Mann. As always, it is us here again. Grayson, today.
What's up, buddy?
We were talking about the playoff games this past weekend. There were only two of them. So, conference championship weekend, we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to do something a little bit different than normal. I'm going to give basically Grayson, a situation he has to pick one of two QBs, and we've got a few different options, and basically this or that. I'm not explaining it very well, but you'll understand when we get there. And then also, it's been very popular on social media to draft things.
It has been.
So in the spirit of the Pro Bowl coming up this weekend, we're also going to draft out of the NFL, 5 players that you want on your dodgeball team, since they're playing dodgeball this weekend.
The NFL Pro Bowl dodgeball is America's favorite All-Star weekend. So,
of course,
we thought we might as well capitalize on the sensational value that is the NFL Pro Bowl.
I love the Pro Bowl potentially more than, the rest of the season.
I look forward to the Pro Bowl every night I go to bed, I look up on my ceiling and there's a picture of the Pro Bowl logo. And now I had to get changed to Pro Bowl games.
I love that it's in, Miami as opposed to Hawaii now. I'm sure the players love that too.
I love when it's raining half the time.
Yep.
And, certain things that you can see when it's 70 and sunny and versus it being 45 and raining and pouring down. But you know what? I also love that Tyler Huntley is in the Pro Bowl instead of, I don't know.
It is
Josh
just
Allen.
Spectacular. It is just filled with, your biggest NFL stars.
Can you tell we just love it?
I love it. But anyways, we gotta start with the championship games.
Rip off the Band-Aid, Patrick.
We're gonna start with the Bengals losing to the Chiefs 23-20.
Rip it off.
Heartbreaking loss. Just the way it ended. I feel so bad for Joseph Ossai.
I know.
That play, you can't go and push Patrick Mahomes out of bounds.
No.
You can't do that. That's a killer mistake. But Ossai was was the best player on this Bengals defense all game, I think. He was wreaking havoc in the backfield. For it to end with him pushing Mahomes out of bounds, getting the penalty to basically move the Chiefs into field goal range, to also what looked like a horrifying knee injury. I don't know if they've come back with x-rays yet, if that's been evaluated or not. And then for them to, the Chiefs to win the game, and for the Bengals for the cameras to just keep panning to him on the sideline when he is devastated, obviously devastated. It is so tough to watch.
I looked up his age. I think he and I are less than a year apart.
He's 22 years old.
I can't imagine being 22 years old and having the weight of the world on your shoulders, and then probably having to go on social media afterwards. I doubt he did that night.
I hope not, because
going
the comment
on
section,
and just everything is just centered on that one play and overshadows what should have been a rising star moment where everyone goes, "Oh, this guy's pretty good." And as Cincinnati continues to build into this consistent franchise, Super Bowl appearance, AFC Championship appearance, there's a lot of positives shrouded onto one kid.
It's so bad, but that's the price of being a professional athlete, is sometimes things like this happen. Hopefully, next season Joseph Ossai comes back better than ever. He had a very promising season, especially late. After his rookie season, he was out with a torn ACL all season. But there were also a lot of questionable calls, I think, this game too.
This game was these playoffs, while they've been fantastic in certain spots, the officiating, it's a touchy subject, and I think it's your go-to pretty much in certain situations.
It's your go-to excuse.
But in this case, there were a lot of spots, and you could say on both sides, regardless, a lot of missed calls, a lot of the one thing that irks me too, as just a neutral fan watching the game, is calling things consistently, calling something on the Chiefs, not calling something on Cincinnati, not calling something in favor of Cincinnati that should be called in certain situations. The consistency of officiating has been really a highlight of this season. And I hate that it gets, because it was a really fun game to watch, but there are certain moments where the third down with Travis Kelce, you're like, what is going on here? A missed roughing the passer call on Joe Burrow, several missed holding calls on that match. Patrick Mahomes runs, a lot of inconsistency. It stinks because you really want to really celebrate the accomplishments of both teams, and it gets overshadowed by the Zebra men.
Yeah, and we don't have to talk about the refs that long because everybody talks about the refs.
Yeah.
That's all you hear about. But yeah, it's just tough that when the referees are like the main talking point of a game.
Yeah.
But I do gotta say I am so mad at the Cincinnati mayor, the jabroni as Travis Kelce called him after the game.
That was perfect. I know probably you didn't appreciate it at the time, but know your role, shut your mouth, you jabroni.
I'm mad at him. I'm mad at everybody who was calling it Burrow ahead because the Bengals had only won there once. It's not like the Bengals have gone into Arrowhead 5 separate times and beat them all 5 times.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of mad at everybody who was saying Burrow is better than Mahomes because none of those 3 things are true.
No.
Like, I mean, I am a huge Joe Burrow fan, but Mahomes is better than him.
Mahomes is...
And just, adding that fuel to the fire, seeing Chris Jones cry during the national anthem, you knew he was going to come in and wreak havoc, which is what he did. The Cincinnati mayor calling Joe Burrow Mahomes' father, save that for after the game because the Chiefs have already have motivation enough of going to the Super Bowl and them not being able to beat the Bengals the previous 3 times they've played. But you're just adding motivation on motivation, rat poison as Nick Saban calls it, on rat poison. And, the Chiefs only won by 3 points. So maybe that extra motivation is what ultimately won them the game.
Sometimes all you need is a little spark just to have Andy Reid play something on the TV in the locker room, to have somebody on the Chiefs retweet something. I mean, the Cincinnati mayor ended up tweeting out that he deserved it, and good sport.
He did.
Good sport, I guess.
He fully deserved
Good
getting
sport.
clowned after this game.
Takeaway is Mahomes played in what I believed, and we talked about, was the health last week. I didn't believe that the Chiefs had enough because high ankle sprains are no joke, and you saw him. He was struggling to get through this game, and I bet every yard on that final run took everything he had. And I bet his going to ice that ankle every day till Super Bowl Sunday in Arizona. But we'll see how that progresses and see if it re-aggravated it.
Yeah, I mean, it was announced pregame that he didn't take a shot, so he was feeling good on it. But as the game progressed, you could see it was starting to hurt him a little bit more each time he threw it.
Yeah.
Each time he had to roll outside the pocket. But it ultimately didn't matter. Tony Romo talked about it a little bit, that, him hurting his ankle and not being able to move as much might have actually helped him because he was more willing to take checkdowns.
Yeah.
The first game they played this season in Cincinnati, the checkdowns were widely available to Mahomes, but because he's Mahomes and he can do whatever he wants, he was always looking for maybe that, the deep ball, the big play, that didn't always work out. So, the Chiefs were very much able to just, throw it to Kelce 4 or 5 yards down the field, throw it to Pacheco, throw it to Jerick McKinnon in the flats. Marquez Valdes-Scantling had a big game as well.
He did.
But yeah, that hurt ankle might have actually helped him more.
Yeah, because I think we talked. It's the same blueprint the Chiefs had last season, where the first 9 games are 4-5, and people are thinking, "Oh, I don't know." Mahomes settles down, starts taking what the defense is giving him, and just being a smarter quarterback instead of trying to do too much. And that's really, I think, where Mahomes has made the most improvement in the last couple of years, is being a smarter quarterback, just knowing, hey, I can get the cheap touchdown when I want to with Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, but I also need to do the different stuff. I need to get those 5-yard plays each and every
do the
time.
little things.
Sink them in closer, and that's what he did to Cincinnati, and it was just enough. Very, very impressed with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Bengals this coming offseason it's a very important offseason to them because it's kind of the start of them having to re-sign everybody. Joe Burrow is available for an extension, which you probably want to get done because if the later you get it done, you're seeing it like what's happening with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. It's just going to cost more money, cause more havoc when you don't need to do that. So you're probably paying him this offseason. You could potentially look to extend T. Higgins as well because he was in the same draft class, I believe. You have free agents such as Jesse Bates, Eli Apple, Jermaine Pratt, Von Bell, Samaje Perine, Hayden Hurst.
All cogs in the Bengals machine that have made it work.
Yeah, and then next year you're going to have to pay Jamar Chase. You're going to have to pay Logan Wilson. You're going to have to pay DJ Reader. There are a lot of upcoming free agents in these next 2 years that the Bengals are going to have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And, it's just going to get a little bit more difficult because you aren't going to be able to re-sign everybody.
I wonder what kind of deal Burrow could take, because Mahomes, we've seen him take. Obviously, you see that thing $500 million, but when you really look at the details of the contract, it's very team friendly and very spread out.
Yeah, because it's over 10 years.
Able to keep their guys. So I wonder if Burrow could potentially take a similar deal and spread out the money throughout his career, maybe kind of do a Mahomes-Brady type of move and not necessarily take a pay cut, but just do enough where, hey, T. Higgins can get his money, Jamar Chase can get his money. These other guys can re-sign to the team because they all recognize what they have. So I'm really curious to see how the Bengals handle this offseason.
It's going to be a very, very interesting talking point for sure. But why don't we go on ahead and go on to the less interesting of the two championship games? I think it's pretty fair to say.
I'm not going to lie, man. Once the 49ers started running the ball every play and you kind of understood how this was going to go, I almost fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles beat the 49ers 31-7. It was kind of unfortunate. Just because I feel like it was kind of a wasted matchup because of what you got with the QB situations. Brock Purdy, sorry, tore his UCL, so he is now out for 6 months. That's not good. Josh Johnson then gets concussed, or at least goes into concussion protocol.
Double not good.
So now you have Brock Purdy on the sideline. He's kind of just standing there. And it looks like he's fine, but then you see him talking to Shannon, and he's like, I can't throw the ball. So when your quarterback can't throw the ball, that's kind of an issue.
It's a big issue.
When you don't have a quarterback that's healthy, that is a very big issue, and that's what the 49ers ran into.
Yeah, it was, like you said, a wasted matchup because all week you were thinking, okay, 49ers, Eagles, two of the best rosters probably in the NFL, going after it, going at it. And then Purdy, at really the snap of a finger, out. And Josh Johnson comes in, they're kind of still in it, and then he gets concussed. And they really have no option but for Purdy to just be a handoff machine. And I don't know if they had they couldn't have foreseen this happening.
No.
Absolutely not.
Well, maybe with the season they've had, we all should have expected it.
I guess. I have to ask you, what kind of burial ground did the San Francisco 49ers dance on, run over, desecrate? Like, there's got to be some reason they have this bad luck for years now.
I don't know, but, maybe Shanahan is at the head of all this, and he's like, I want to see how low of a level I can go and still win. Maybe he found it this weekend, but I kind of found myself, rooting for them to put in McCaffrey or Juszczyk, or even Jawan Jennings, he was a 4-star quarterback out of high school, ranked higher than Burrow, ranked higher than Sam Darnold, ranked higher than some of, I believe, Lamar as well. So, maybe you should have put him at quarterback. But I was kind of rooting for, not for injuries, but just, for something weird to happen.
Well, because once it was discovered that Purdy tore his UC, because the entire time I was thinking, how bad is this injury? Because they're down 24 and they're refusing to throw it. And they just kept running, and eventually they put McCaffrey in for a couple of those little plays. But it just feels like a wasted. And I know people, and I was kind of joking with you earlier before we started about the quote-unquote Mickey Mouse run, as they will call it probably with Philly. But this kind of comes with the territory, as you said, having the best record in the NFL.
Yep.
Sometimes this is kind of just the dominoes that fall in your way, and it's not Philly's fault that this happened. They just took care of business.
Yeah, they just got the win when they needed it. And Jalen Hurts isn't completely healthy either. Hopefully him and Mahomes are both, at least probably not fully healthy, but at least a little bit better by the time the Super Bowl rolls around.
Healthy matchup.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna be talking about that, but we'll probably do a bit of a Super Bowl preview next week. But yeah, the Eagles have just taken care of business when they need to. They were fantastic on the ground, fantastic on the trenches. Hassan Reddick had a great game. Devontae Smith, even though that catch, it ended up counting, it wasn't really a catch, but it looked cool.
I thought it was awesome. I wish they had shown the replay because my disbelief at the beginning of the game, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I got up out of my seat and was screaming
it was a nice
when
catch.
that happened.
It was a nice catch.
Yeah, nice not catch. That was a catch. That wasn't a catch.
After the
But
Hunter
ended
Henry
up in a
incident,
touchdown.
Minnesota, what is the catch at this point?
I don't know. But the Eagles took care of business. They're in the Super Bowl.
Congrats to them. Congrats to the Chiefs and the Eagles. Your Eagles prediction came through.
It's looking pretty good. I mean, didn't get the AFC side right, but
I don't think we could have predicted Lamar getting hurt again, though.
But it was, I mean, it's that meme. It was, you know the astronaut looking at the Earth, and it's the other astronaut about to shoot him. It's like it was always the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know why we doubted them.
It was always the Jags. It was always the Chiefs.
It was always the Chiefs.
Okay.
We're getting to the pick a QB section. So I'm gonna give Grayson 2 options at QB, and you just got to pick.
And I get a team. So you get give me a team, and then you give me.
You have to pick one to win a game tomorrow.
Win a game tomorrow. Ooh. Okay.
So here we go.
He's gonna get the notes out.
First option.
I'm ready.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
Oh. Okay.
Who's better?
Who's better? Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I think Joe Burrow is a smarter quarterback. Josh Allen, I need to see him kind of revert back to the smarter football. And I'm really a smart football guy here, coming from the Tom
Big
Brady.
intelligence guy.
Yes, big
brain
For someone
guy.
that isn't a big brain guy, I certainly do love seeing smart quarterbacks. And I know Josh Allen's got all the flash and all the highlight tapes and all that, but I think Joe Burrow, he's done more in the playoffs. He's a winner, been to the Super Bowl, and I'm going to take Joe Burrow. It's tough, though. Very tough.
Okay, interesting. It's so tough. I mean, Joe Burrow beat Josh Allen, so like you can go with that logic and reasoning.
The head-to-head.
But the tools of Josh Allen, man, it is crazy to. I mean, if like you said, if he's playing, if it's week 1 Josh Allen of this year.
Oh yeah, you got to take Josh Allen.
That's MVP Josh Allen. Also, breaking news: the Saints and Broncos are finalizing a compensation in return for Sean Payton.
Let's talk about it.
Wow, interesting.
So Sean Payton will be the head coach of the Denver Broncos, is what we're.
According to Twitter.
That is why I'm going on Twitter right. This is actually unique territory for us.
Yeah.
We've never had breaking news on the show.
Well, that's great for the Broncos.
Great for the Broncos.
I didn't think they were going to get him. I mean, they had talked with him for a little bit. But,
What's the compensation?
I think it is being finalized currently. According to Schefter, 2 potential packages: Denver's 2023 first-round pick and next year's second-round pick for Sean Payton and the Saints' 2024 third, or Denver's 2024 first-round pick and its 2023 fourth.
Let me say it with
The
Sean
Saints
Payton.
get to choose.
Saints get to choose? Okay. I think that this is a coach that's worth the compensation Denver's about to pay, and they needed to dig themselves out of a hole. Just the quick initial reaction. This is great for Russell Wilson, who is in need of a quarterback whisperer to kind of revive his dead year in Denver. So quick reaction from Cover 2 on Sean Payton.
Wow. I mean, I think it's a home run hire for sure. I didn't think, honestly, I kind of said this, but I didn't think Sean Payton was going to choose Denver. I don't know. I mean, you have that defense.
Yeah.
And if you can get something out of Russell Wilson, something out of that offense.
Denver is always a team that we've said they're so close. Now they have the head coach. We believe Russell Wilson, under the right circumstances, can be a good quarterback, and they've got a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
Sean Payton's got all the ingredients. He's just got to mix it well. And Nathaniel Hackett was with a hot dog in the cereal.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who also just got hired as well.
Yeah.
But we might talk about that next week. Yeah, great work for Denver.
Yeah, we'll probably revisit this when we get more of the idea of what the compensation is next week.
Yeah.
But that's just initial reaction.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good on you with call that. I would not see that.
Okay. I guess we'll go back to what we were doing. So, picking Burrow. It's up in the air for me. I'll go Joe Burrow, my guy. But Josh Allen has all the tools to be successful. All right, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so I also am a subscriber to availability is the best ability. And for the last 2 seasons, Lamar Jackson has been, the last 2 months of each season, out. He's been hurt in that part of his game where he's able to elude and run with the football.
He's completely healthy.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
So is Herbert.
With that in mind, I'm still taking Justin Herbert.
Okay.
That is I'm excited to see what Kellen Moore brings to the Chargers. I'm not necessarily sure Kellen Moore is a fantastic OC, but I think it's a step up from what the Chargers had. Fully healthy?
Both are fully healthy.
Give me Lamar.
Oh.
Give me Lamar.
Wow. How come?
I think they'll just be able to do more with the football, and if we have this fully healthy argument going into it, and Lamar's able, there's nothing structurally wrong with his knee. There's nothing injury PCL wise. Top 5.
You don't? Do you think Herbert's top 5?
I do.
Okay. You just think Lamar is above him?
I don't know. That's a tough one because health is like a big thing. You're making me flip flop and make me.
Yeah.
You know what?
Tough choices.
Tough choices.
Ethical dilemmas.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Samuel Hakeem. You know what? Give me Herbert. Give me Herbert.
So is that your final selection?
Final selection. This was very difficult.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Herbert as well. I mean, he is just like Josh Allen, has all the tools. He is just a fantastic quarterback. He's kind of been hampered by Joe Lombardi his first few seasons in this offense, but
God, Lamar healthy though.
He makes some fantastic throws. I mean, yeah, like you said, Lamar is fantastic as well. You can't really go wrong with either, but I'm going to take Herbert as well, just because I think he has a little bit more arm talent.
Oh yeah.
He is still mobile, not nearly as, or not to the extent of Lamar is, and not to the extent of being a playmaker with his feet that Lamar is, but you know, he's still can be a mobile quarterback. So I'm going to take Herbert as well. Here's one for you. Okay. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brock Purdy.
I knew this was coming.
All healthy.
All healthy? Oh, man. Well, look, you have to look at it in all healthy. Trey Lance, they drafted him for a reason. He has what you think are all the physical tools, but we have such a small sample size with him. Brock Purdy, I'm not going to count the NFC Championship against him. He's still, in my mind, undefeated as a full-time.
Yep.
The four quarters as a starter. Man. But I think Purdy got a little too overhyped during this run.
I would agree with that.
I still think, though, that he's a little more competent than people thought.
Yep.
Jimmy G, winner. The Italian prince, as a lot of people like to say. That's a tough... This is exactly what San Francisco got to do, though.
Yeah.
Jimmy G...
You're John Lynch right now.
I'm John Lynch. I have to be like SpongeBob, be the crane, but be John Lynch. Give me the hot hand at the moment, Brock
You're
Purdy.
Taking Brock Purdy.
Give me I know that I just said he's a little overrated, but I think you go 7-0. He's the reason they were there in the first place. We don't have...
I don't know if he's the reason they were there.
He's partially why.
Everybody else is the reason they're there.
But he is also the guy that was under center for them. He stayed... God, United couldn't even stay healthy. Curse. But I think you're right with the guy that's winning right now. Trey Lance, there's too small of a sample size to really accurately say what he can be or can't be.
Okay.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, I think it's time with San Francisco's done.
Yep.
And he's pretty much just an older version of Brock Purdy.
Okay. I'm going to take Trey Lance.
I would if I had seen Lance for more games.
Well, that's the issue.
That's the issue.
That's the issue that they are facing.
This is a very tough task.
But, I'm going to take him. I think he has all the tools, and they traded up for him for a reason. Kind of like you said, they saw the tools. Might hit some growing pains, but I think the ceiling with him, very, very high. All right, Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott.
Why is this hard? Dak Prescott.
Yes, I would agree with this.
Daniel Jones has been elevated to his complete ceiling with Brian Daboll, which is just an average quarterback. Daboll turned him into a bottom 32 quarterback to better than half in the league, but that's the system in place. Yeah. I think he definitely made improvements, and I can't fault him for he had an amazing performance in the playoffs against a really badly coached Vikings defense. But still, won a playoff game. Got to give him his props. Got to give him his flowers. But he's not better than Dak Prescott.
Okay. I would agree with that. I think Dak got a lot of hate after this playoff game.
He did.
But he is still potentially the best quarterback in the NFC. You could say. There's Jalen Hurts, who is
aging Tom Brady, mystery Aaron Rodgers. Jalen Hurts, who we haven't seen put together back-to-back seasons. So Dak Prescott played the game of his life in the playoffs against a really good Tampa defense.
He's had his offense has been, at least when he's healthy, one of the top offenses in the NFL the past few years.
Give me Dak over Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's very accurate. He's a very good pocket passer, very intelligent. Yeah, I'm taking Dak as well. We'll go one more.
Okay, I'm ready.
I have a few more, but
throw a curveball.
Maybe we'll go back to this at some point. Sean Payton kind of interrupted.
Sean Payton did.
Throw a curveball at you.
Yes, unless you got some more easy ones. I don't know.
If you're a team looking for a quarterback this year, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Give me Tom Brady. I don't think Aaron Rodgers. It's tough because based off of the last 2 off seasons, we've just been on the edge of our seat, seeing what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. I don't think I'm not going to question whether he loves the game, but I don't think his heart is in it as much as Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady just gave up his family for football, so he's going to be playing for at least another year under the right circumstances. I'd take Tom.
So Aaron Rodgers will also be playing for at least another year.
I think so.
He's also coming off back-to-back MVP seasons.
Yeah.
He's younger. He's more willing to take hits.
So this is the curveball I asked for, because I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do versus I don't know what Tom Brady's going to do. Pure talent level is going to pain me to say this. I think if it's on a pure talent level, give me Aaron Rodgers, but on a pure situational level, I want Tom Brady.
Okay. You got to win a game tomorrow.
Brady.
Okay. I think,
If I
Me saying that might change my own answer.
If I needed to win a game tomorrow, I'd take Brady in a heartbeat.
Aaron Rodgers has just got the talent, though. I mean, I'm not saying Tom Brady doesn't. He is 45 years old.
I would send Brady like 45 anonymous messages telling him he's garbage, and so he would be motivated to win the game the next day.
This is true.
Say, you 6th-round pick bum.
This is true.
And then he gets all motivated. He takes his avocado ice cream, and then he goes out and throws for 5 touchdowns.
This is true. But Aaron Rodgers, I might go Rodgers just because.
I mean, I can see why.
I think he's probably playing at a little bit higher of a level than Tom Brady right now.
We don't know how much of a disaster that Tampa offense was. And they just fired Leftwich too.
That's true. But we're gonna finish this out. Not go too long here. We're gonna draft our starting 5 of dodgeball. Our dodgeball starting 5 out of NFL players. You get 1 player per position. So you can't take 5 quarterbacks. You can't take 5 wide receivers.
Yep.
You gotta do a little bit of GMing.
You gotta do it.
Should we just alternate picks? Should we snake it? How are we doing this?
I think we should, on air, do rock, paper, scissors for the first pick.
Okay. Well, are we snaking it, or are we going back and forth?
Let's go back and forth.
Okay. All right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hey.
All right,
you get it.
My first pick is Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
For the obvious answers.
That's a
athletic freak, amazing arm, and we are going to assume that there's no ankle sprain. He can be able to
Completely
also do
healthy.
the elf thing where he throws it like sideways, like contorted. He can do the crazy throws, maybe dodge a couple shots in the air. I'd like Mahomes to be the leader of my squad.
Okay. And, he also could have played professional baseball.
He could have.
So,
got an arm.
So there's one for you. I'm going to, now that you've picked a quarterback, though, do I go with a different pick? Because I know you can't pick a quarterback. I'm actually going to do that. Okay. I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, solid hands.
Solid hands.
I mean, that's overselling it.
He has
phenomenal,
phenomenal hands. He has one of the best, if not the best, catch radius in the NFL. He's lanky. He is just going to catch everything. And I'm not worried about him throwing it. I'm going to have him just toss it to whichever quarterback I end up picking.
Okay.
But DeAndre Hopkins, he is going to go around saving all my players from getting hit by just catching everything.
All right, this is going to be a wild card pick for you, and I'm going to explain why. Every dodgeball team needs a culture guy.
Okay.
And we're going to go with Christian Wilkins.
Oh, okay.
The most athletic
Another Clemson guy.
And they're the most athletic defensive lineman you'll ever
like
see. You've seen him leap over NFL players in the mic'd up clips, so he has the athleticism.
He has the agility.
He has the tools. He's a hard worker. And he's a good trash talker, too. Can get in people's heads.
That's very true.
And you need just to vary it up, and I wanted to go with Christian Wilkins.
Okay, I like that.
He's also caught some touchdowns in the league, so he's got hands.
Yeah. Very, very, very true. Okay, I like that pick. I gotta play this game correctly here because you've taken a defensive lineman. You took a QB. So if I go there, I'm gonna wait till the end to go there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go at another position we haven't taken yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna go cornerback. I'm taking Trayvon Diggs.
No.
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Dang it.
At corner, he has potentially the best ball skills in the NFL. Grabs plenty of interceptions. So he's one of the only. The running joke is if you play cornerback, you can't catch.
That's right.
But he can catch.
Darn you.
So right now, I'm trying to build a team of just defensive players. Right? They aren't my heavy hitters. They ain't getting everybody out. Well, they are getting everybody out by catching it.
That's right.
So
You took my third pick.
that's what I was. I gotta play smart here.
Oh man, you really threw a curveball at me. Okay, my third pick is going to be Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
In dodgeball, you need
Yep.
someone to make the insane catches.
Yep.
Remember the Buffalo, Minnesota game where he snagged it out of a defensive back's hands? You're going to need some of that skill to win a dodgeball game. So now I've got athleticism. I've got pretty much the definition of an athletic freak quarterback and a
Yep.
wide receiver. I like my roster despite you taking my pick.
Okay. I like that. I'm gonna go to my quarterback.
Okay.
I think I would have taken him over Mahomes. Kyler Murray. So completely healthy Kyler Murray. He's small. He's got that low center of gravity. He's lower to the ground. So smaller target to hit. Also could have played baseball. Was drafted by the Athletics, I believe.
Good.
So he's got an arm. He's got fantastic arm talent. He's compact. So small target box.
Okay.
To hit. He's low to the ground, so if you're trying to hit his feet, can go and snag it on the ground. I think that's my QB1 for dodgeball.
Okay. Now that I've thought about it, every game of dodgeball starts with a rush to the middle. And you know who's really good in quick bursts and rushes? Micah Parsons.
This is true.
I'm just building a team of athletic freaks, and
Okay.
I can guarantee that no one's going to take out maybe if you have a certain pick in mind, 99% of the league's not going to catch Micah Parsons and getting to the dodgeball first. And he can also get multiple because he's big dude, start tossing them back.
Yeah.
So I think Micah Parsons that's part of my
Okay.
strategy, my thinking.
Okay. You mentioning that part of dodgeball is making me reconsider a
You got to
pick here.
think about all of the things
Yeah, you
that
got to think about
encompass
every single aspect of the game.
the game.
I mean, I like the culture pick you went with. I kind of feel like I got to get a culture guy in there
do.
as well. For similar reasons of what you just said, I need somebody to get to the middle, get potentially all of the dodgeballs. I'm going to go Raheem Mostert. One of the fastest running backs in the NFL. Miami loves his speed. And, after that, I don't know. He's got some pass catching ability, so he could catch.
He can do it all.
I think I'm just going to rely on his ability to get off the wall.
Yeah.
Go get all the dodgeballs. Give our team an early advantage.
That's a good pick. I like that you really got it. And you know what? I'm gonna let you pick your final pick back to back.
No, I'll let you go ahead.
I kind of want to see what you gotta say.
Well, I got to think a little bit more.
Oh, you do?
And I'm.
It's partially what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the right, because you took I had my roster built and then you snagged one of them.
Well, then there's still 4 of them, right? Or I guess I've
still
taken the 5th.
Yeah, I was gonna be.
Okay. I'll. You know what? I'll go ahead and go again.
Okay.
So I've taken a running back, I've taken a QB, I've taken a cornerback, and I've taken a wide receiver.
You have.
I'm going to go the defensive tackle route, kind of like you did.
Okay.
And go Aaron Donald.
Dude's a menace.
He is an absolute beast.
But does he love the game?
I mean, we don't know that about football. Dodgeball is a different story.
I question his love for dodgeball.
Look, he is, he's going to set the tone. He's going to set the intensity. And like Kyler Murray, undersized, compact, smaller area to work with when you're trying to hit him out. So, Aaron Donald is going to be my final pick.
Every dodgeball team needs culture, needs athletic freaks like Parsons, Mahomes.
Take Eli Apple. Do it.
They also need somebody with something to prove. And I'm not taking Eli Apple.
Oh.
taking Jalen Ramsey. He got clowned on all season, and now he wasn't my first choice at corner. Still has good hands, still has a reliable speed, and he's got something to prove too. I can type.
Speed different than quickness, though. It's
true.
You need that. The change of direction.
But he's also a smart player.
Okay.
And he can get in the head of the other team.
Cerebral.
Good trash talker.
He is a good trash talker.
I've got all the facets of a good dodgeball. Now I'm going to throw something at you, Patrick. Pick your head coach.
My head coach.
To run the dodgeball league.
I mean, if you're running, we're gonna run an air raid system. Go air raid with it, just firing on all the time. We're bringing back Cliff Kingsbury from Thailand.
Making a return.
Yep, we're bringing him back. Not the greatest of NFL head coaches, but
on the dodgeball?
In
the gym, he might be a menace.
He might be the GOAT head coach.
He might be, but you know what?
I'm surprised you didn't take Tariq Woolen. Got a lot of interceptions this season. Is a rookie, so he's got room to grow.
I believe in my roster.
Okay.
You can't deter me.
Who's your head coach going to be?
I have to have somebody that knows the game, has to have a really deep and extensive knowledge, been around for a long time of dodgeball.
Are you going to take Bill?
At the press conference.
You're just going to take Bill Belichick and be a homer.
Absolutely. This is my homer
What does
pick.
Bill Belichick know about?
Belichick.
What does he know about dodgeball?
He's going to study it up. He's going to be able to reference dodgeball games from like the 1920s.
I don't know if dodgeball was a thing in the 1920s.
He would know. He would know.
Because he lived back then.
He lived back then. I mean, he's pretty much a dinosaur, but he was able to really, like football, take the best of his mind and put it towards it and not hire Matt Patricia to be our offensive coordinator for a dodgeball team. But I'm going to take Belichick as my homer pick.
Yeah, you got to be worried about that. He's hiring his friends, not hiring for the betterment of this.
He just hired Bill O'Brien to lead the dodgeball team in
and
the direction.
he's okay, but like
better than Matt Patricia. All right, this is not about that. Belichick, he's going to be able to understand the game, understand the ins and outs.
It's dodgeball, not football.
He might catch a dodgeball team lacking on an obscure rule. You never know.
This is true.
Remember
he might also cheat.
Okay. We're just having fun here. We don't need to do this.
Yeah. We're just having fun.
We don't need to do this.
We're not trying to cheat. We're not trying to disgrace the name of dodgeball.
Dude, he's learned. He's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. If you want me to change my pick, I got to
No, it's fine. I just don't know if that was the best pick.
I think it was. I think he'll be able to learn the game, and he's going to be a real dodgeball savant by the end of it.
Another head coaching option could have been Mike Tomlin, culture
guy.
Yep.
Shanahan was my second.
Yeah, could do anything with anybody at quarterback.
There's a lot of good options.
Anybody throwing. He's teaching them QB mechanics. Here's one, Jordan Palmer. Great. With fixing QB mechanics, works with a ton of QBs.
Maybe dodgeball mechanics. He's a big.
Maybe he's great at that. I don't know.
Now, when's the matchup? We got to let you decide who would win that matchup.
Go ahead and let us know who you think won the matchup or who would win the dodgeball matchup between.
So let's run through the teams. Mahomes, Jefferson, got Micah Parsons, got my guy Jalen Ramsey,
and Christian Wilkins. You forgot your own team.
I'm so sorry. I'm still heated up about this Belichick thing.
Okay. Well, anyways, I have Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Aaron Donald, Trayvon Diggs, and Raheem Mostert.
There you go.
I feel like I might get some hate for Raheem Mostert, but coached by Cliff Kingsbury, so.
It's a real. Looking at it from an objective standpoint. Gotta be fair.
Yeah. Well, we've gone long enough. I'm looking at the clock, and it's about 40 minutes, I believe. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We want to thank you all for watching. As always, click any button you see that.
If you see a button,
if you want to,
lick it.
You don't have to. We're not forcing you here, but
I will cry
it'd be nice.
I will cry on set.
Subscribe, follow, check out the Instagram, whatever you can do to help us out. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I want to thank Connor for producing. But yeah, this is gonna do it for episode 45 of The Cover 2. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.